Hello, it's Alessandra here. This is one of the first videos that I will be doing, very short videos, on how we manifest our lives. And the reason why I'm doing this is because not only do we manifest our lives, but we also create the healing through it. Because once we understand that we are energy beings and that we are sending out a frequency all the time, our impact in the world is through our frequency, first of all. So in this moment where everything is chaos and everything seems to be falling apart and people will need more healing, what we can do is actually learn this process and understand that what we observe and the energy that we give to it, the more we observe it, the more we send it energy. And if it's positive, it will work out for a positive. But if we're looking at things, observing them and then sending out the negative energy, first of all, it keeps us in a space of not feeling 100% in the light. And obviously our vibrations go down to the lower. You might experience a lot of things. It could be that you are experiencing the negative in your body, in your life. Your awareness comes through as negative. But at the same time, if we see that happening and we understand how powerful we are, then we can shift the energy. Everything needs to start from us. When we can shift the energy and change our thoughts and our feelings towards our own life, towards ourselves, and that's what the healing for ourselves is, looking at the memories, the traumas, and the wounds, and learning to let them go and find the lessons to it, then we're shifting the energy and we're putting ourselves in a position where we attract better things in our lives. Now that's the same process for everything, for manifesting items, for manifesting relationships. But at the same time, what we are doing with this is also sending out energy of healing. So when you start telling the story, a different story for your own life, you will start seeing your own life change through the concept of sending out the message as if you already have the life that you want. I have a healthy body, brings you into alignment with a healthy body, or at least the closest that you can get in your own body where it is at the moment with health. I am abundant. If you send out that energy all the time, that energy of that affirmation accompanied with the frequency that goes with it, and the understanding that you stay strong and trusted will bring back the abundance. So it's not a very difficult process, but we have always been misguided to understand that we are powerful. Nothing is impossible to us, even now, even in this moment. So therefore, as we move forward in this chaos that we are looking at on the outside, it is extremely important to do our own work on the inside of putting our attention and our frequency and rippling it out into the quantum field so that we can get better energy coming through. Now, it may seem something very difficult and it will take time. And what if it doesn't work? Well, that's the concept that stops it. When instead we can say, I heal myself, I am healed, I am powerful, I am free, I have the capability of shifting anything in my life and making it better. I trust, I have faith in God, I have faith in the universe, in whatever it is that you consider as your highest being. Then you can start seeing that in your own life. Now, most of us have already been doing this because as a healer, you obviously want that healing for yourself first. So you've done the work, you're a light worker, you've done what it takes to stay strong in that belief system. How do we send it out? How do we help people that then will be starting to see unfold all the truth and all the rubble that will be created by the situation? By the same way, same method. You start seeing everybody as healed. You start seeing the world as healed. You start seeing the world as abundant. And you go, well, the outside, it's not showing me that. How can I believe that? Your thought, your frequency, and also the trust that there are many people who are doing that, who are creating that vision within themselves and are standing strong to have that in their own life. So we are energy beings, and what is happening on the outside, if we observe it and we give it energy, then we are creating more of it. Therefore, stay within this moment and see the world in a space where everything is healing. The more we pay attention to the negative, it has no choice but to come back to us. And I know that if you look at it on a global level, you go, well, that's really, how is that even possible? Well, have a look and see how many people, the population of the entire planet, how many are in a space of fear? How many are in a space of lack? How many are in a space of struggle? And yes, the outside circumstances have created that. But at the same time, we are implementing it by constantly, looking at it and not seeing how to change the energy. Now, obviously, those who are in a dire state, who are suffering the most, need our help in that. And that's where we come in. We have to start shifting the energy. And whatever support they will need, we will be able to create it. So if you know that in the world or in your area, in your community, there is a need for financial support, for just food, for whatever it is, normal support, you start sending out that energy that everything is taken care of. What happens is that then the people, the resources, everything starts setting in motion. You may not need to be the one setting it in motion, but you need to be the one that believes that it's possible. The more of us that do this, and the more of us that will be creating this ripple effect everywhere. If you know that the community needs support, then you may have to take action on this, but the action will come. All of a sudden, you will know who to call. If it's your intention to do that, the things will happen. When we struggle, when we're always in that constant fight to flight situation where you are in fear and anxiety, there's an emergency, but you're not able to stay in the moment, then of course we are sending it out more and more and more. And that is a natural aspect in a drastic situation. But then out of that, there usually are people who stand up and they don't worry about what else, they just take care of things. That's because they're in the moment and they're relying on the energy that they're receiving and the information of how things need to be done. That usually is the case. People who have stepped up in very dramatic situations will tell you they don't know what happened within them. They just knew what they needed to do. And if you're looking at it from a distance, you can set that in motion even with the energy field. Now, we create our world is not just what I'm saying. It's a fact that scientifically is proven that the energy field around us, the magnetic field, quantum field, call it whatever you want, there is there's a field around us that responds to what we send out to it. So we need to learn to send out positive intentions, but also stay strong in our own life to know that there's a higher being, there's a higher energy that is creating all of this for us. The formula is very simple. See it as if you are already living it. So you want to send healing to a person, and I will talk more about this in the next section because there is a caveat to it. But however, if you want to send out healing energy to a person, a community, through prayer, through meditation, through intention, through sending out your energy of heart, it will reach the other side. How it's received is a different story, which I will talk about in the next video. However, we have that power. So the more of us, why do we do meditations, worldwide meditations? Because that condensed energy ripples out so far out into our cosmos, it will come back. The counterbalance is it will come back tenfold. So we're always creating. So instead of observing what you truly feel, that is, the awareness of what is happening now, see it instead as healed. Send out healing to the people that you know that need healing. There is a part of you that's always sending out this energy. We just need to become aware of it. So first you set the intention. You use your vision. You have the thoughts. You start seeing as if it's already happened. Thank you and gratitude. Thank you for the healing that is happening in the community. Thank you for the support that is coming to the community or to my family or to myself or to whoever else. The intentions are set. And you know that you've got it because you're grateful for it. And in the moment that you actually send it out, it actually is there. What it needs now is the emotion. How would you feel if you really understood that you're so powerful that you can create that? What would you feel? You will feel that sense of peace, that sense of contentment, that sense of hope, that trust, that if we all do it, then it will come back. This is what we need to start doing. Of course, everyone has a choice, like everything else. You have a choice to either put it in motion, and you can decide not to. But you will find that you pay more attention to your own life, and you will notice where it's not rippling into your life, because you are looking at what's going on, your awareness of it, and you're observing it, and it's negative, and so therefore you're not feeling well. You're feeling your energy's lowered, and then things don't ripple out in your own life. So it's not a secret really, but we haven't really been taught at any point in our life, even though some people dabble in it, and a lot of people do know how it works, a lot of people do, we still seem to struggle with it because we're experiencing the awareness that we have of things that are going on in our life right now are meant to wake us up, to show us that we are using this energy, but we're recreating it as well. I do hope this is helping you to understand something, or it starts in motion a willingness to listen to more, because this is what I'm going to be doing. Little short videos, because if I give you the scientific, I can give it to you in many ways, but the more I make it complicated and the more that you listen to the complicated, it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Maybe this will, because you start looking into your life and you start applying that energy field to your life, and if you notice it, then you can bring it out into the wider community. That's what we need right now. Healing humanity has to start with the same process that we use, but at the reverse it by doing it in a different way, by sending out the energy of trust. Right now, we're sending out the energy of hopelessness, of feeling depleted, of struggle, of fear, and the fear is always the worst enemy for anything. And instead, we can do it with the opposite way, reversing it, reframing everything. Does it look too simple? Well, at the end of the day, all we can do is actually just give it a go and see what happens. Thank you for now.